Well, hello guys. Well, hello Lionhearts, your old pal Jordan the Lion. Well, today's vlog is about someone pretty special. Today's vlog is about someone who, well, they made a movie about him in the 80s. When I saw that movie, it immediately made me want to go out, get a guitar, and learn how to play guitar. The movie was La Bamba, and the story was about Ritchie Valens. That's right. Unfortunately, in 1959, Ritchie Valens was along with the Big Bopper and Buddy Holly in that plane crash that took away rock and roll in 1959, and Ritchie had a career that had been only 1 year old. He had been discovered at the age of 16, and at the age of 17, he was gone. Today, they're naming a stretch of the Memorial Highway after him, and they're throwing a festival in his honor with members of his family performing in band, so we're gonna go check it out. Daze with Jordan the Lion begins now. Now we're headed off to Ritchie's hometown of Pacoima. Now one thing you'll quickly notice now that we're here in Pacoima is that just about everything in the area is named in honor of Ritchie Valens, including this Dodgers Dream Field at Ritchie Valens Recreation Center. As you can see right here, right across from the park that they're having the event at, it's Ritchie Valens Memorial Pool. Well, we must be in the right place. And let's be real, what a better place to have this in today than here, right? Let's go take a look. Now, from what I understand, Ritchie's couple of his siblings are still alive. Brother Bob from the movie is still alive and lives up in Watsonville, which is kind of like up near San Juan Bautista, when I did that vlog of the Hitchcock film location. But his sister, I believe, flew in from Iowa, and some of the family members will be playing in some of the bands today. Here you can get a photo of yourself in front of a Memorial Highway sign. And here they're selling books on Ritchie. I've never seen those before. Oh, check this out. They have all these 8x10s of Ritchie's performing life. I've never seen any of these before. Wow. I'm gonna have to get a few of these if they're for sale. Microphone, the maracas, the camera, look at all that. There's Donna.
Ellie, I gotta go. Okay, you take a picture of the councilman there. She's down.
Okay. Once again, let's hear it for the great band, Ritchie Valens.
There's Ritchie's star from the Walk of Fame.
Thank you once again. Enjoy the rest of the show. Once again, let's hear it for Ritchie Valens.
Now what's interesting is that I read that Lou Diamond Phillips actually got the part from an open casting call. They had went all over the country looking for people to portray Ritchie. They went to finally to Dallas, where they found him, and when they flew him out to Los Angeles for the screen test and everything, they were actually testing him for Bob for like 2 weeks, and they said all of a sudden one day they just said, we want to test you for Ritchie, and he became Ritchie almost overnight. This is incredible. Look at this. This is probably the gig that they reference in the movie. Richard Valenzuela is flying guitar. If you remember when his mom's doing the ad for that, and they end up making basically Ritchie ends up being the lead focus of this. That's so cool to see one of the original posters that I've heard about. Look at that, $1.25 of your stag. God, this would have had to have been from late 57 or 1958, easily. Check this out, a Ritchie Valens series harmony guitar, 50th anniversary. It's signed by the family members. It's pretty cool.
The character that I played really is modeled after him.
Now this guy was in the movie. I believe he plays the band leader of the Silhouettes.
And I just want to say once again, Viva Ritchie Valens, pioneer of rock and roll!
Let's hear it for Connie Valens and the wonderful, our city councilwoman, Monica Rodriguez.
Bummer. Those shirts that they had, they were actually giving away, and they already gave away all of them. And I got here pretty much when it started, so bummer.
My right, your left. We got some great food trucks there for you.
Well, she bounced around. Check this out. And then here's a signed LP from La Bamba. Lou Diamond Phillips, Isai Morales. Now this is really cool. Because when I got into Ritchie Valens, it was really the music. I just loved all the songs in the movie, especially that one, We Belong Together. That was such a great song. So inside the auditorium, they're having a private function here, and it's only for the family members of Ritchie. They're all gathering today, kind of like a family reunion, and they're all celebrating Ritchie's life. And I just thought this was such a cool event because, as you can see up on the wall, not only is that the Ritchie Valens Festival banner, but then below it you can see that it says Ritchie Valens Junior All-Stars. So they've even taken the community sports recreation leagues and named him after Ritchie. Thought that was pretty cool. Now, one of the amazing things about the Ritchie Valens recordings is that a lot of those were recorded at Gold Star Studios, where I've taken us in past vlogs. That's where the Phil Spector sound was recorded, Beach Boys Pet Sounds, and of course a lot of the Ritchie Valens songs for Bob Keane. And I do believe we're going to get an interview with his sister Connie here very shortly. Well, we are very honored here. Would you like to introduce who you are to our audience?
Connie Valens Anderson, the younger sister of Ritchie Valens. Yes, the Ritchie Valens.
That's amazing. My crowd knows that my life was changed by singing La Bamba. And one thing I've always been curious about, did Ritchie have other songs that he was working on? Anything recording that didn't get to come out?
Really? Come On Let's Go was the first song that we ever heard on the radio, and we were like, geez, that's Ritchie. You know, That's My Little Susie. You've heard of Donna, one of the greatest teenage laments, romantic lament songs, really.
Yeah.
Of course, La Bamba, and you know, La Bamba, a lot of people don't know this, but way back in the 50s, now vinyl's all rage again. Okay, but back then, the 45s, Donna needed a B-side. Guess what the B-side was? La Bamba.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that wasn't a popular decision back then, was it, for rock and roll to record a song in Spanish?
No, especially, you know, them not wanting him to be Hispanic. He was Valenzuela, Ricardo or Richard, and then it went to Ritchie Valens. So, yeah.
That's incredible. Now, what do you think Ritchie would have done for the next couple of years? Do you think he would have got into producing music? Would he have wanted to have a label, or?
Maria, Lynn, and Hall used to attend some events together in Iowa, namely the Winter Dance Party at the Surf Ballroom in Clear Lake. And she told me that, you know, as music, you know, Ritchie was 17. A lot of people don't realize that.
Right.
But
not even an adult yet.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't even, I mean, he wasn't even 18, you know, and just so young. And, but he and Buddy were talking about, after the tour, going back to New York and writing some things, writing some stuff together, writing some music, and producing and recording their own stuff.
That's so incredible. I'd never heard that, but I had heard that Buddy Holly had pretty much broken up with his band, so that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
that
well, Maria said that, so let's hope it's true.
Absolutely. Now, what's your last memory of Ritchie? When's the last time you saw Ritchie?
You know, that's hard to say. I was 8. And, you know, Ritchie, a lot of people don't know this, but Ritchie wasn't just our brother. He was our caregiver. He was like a dad.
Right.
And And when I lost him, I lost my everything. I really did. And Mama had a nervous breakdown shortly after, so we lost Mama, and it was just me and my little sister.
Wow.
Kind of, you know, together. And I don't suffer from PTSD, but God is good. I could.
Absolutely, absolutely.
You know? And so my faith really played a huge part in my life. And if it wasn't for, you know, God's goodness, I mean, getting through La Bamba was like reopening the proverbial can of worms.
And I'm so glad you guys were so,
Yes.
you know, in support of that, because, like I said, that changed my life. I had never played guitar until I saw that movie. I bought a white acoustic guitar because of that movie, you know.
And Mama told Taylor Hackford that unless you can tell my son's story the way it happened, we don't want to talk to you.
That's so great. And were you happy with the way the movie came out?
My mother was happy, so we were happy.
Good.
Absolutely. Yeah, they did us proud.
Has there ever been talk of a Ritchie Valens museum of any kind?
You know, there has. And, but we don't know where it'd be. We were even thinking...
Can I offer a suggestion? There is a wonderful museum here in the valley called the Valley Relics Museum, and he just, I mean, I think this week is opening up in an airplane hangar, and I think he would love to show...
Can you imagine an airplane?
Well, he's got things from all over the valley's history here, things that made the valley what it is, and I just think if you were ever looking for a home for it, he would be the perfect place for it.
I'll give you my information.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for talking to the Daze with Jordan the Lion crowd. This has been a total honor for us.
Well, thank you, and hi guys.
Well, out in the backyard by the backyard fire, flames going out and people getting higher. The band is starting to get in the groove. Everybody's starting to shake and move. And then they all jump up at once. The backyard's gone. All right, Pacoima. Well, I got a girl named Sue. She knows just what to do. She's just a rocker. She knows what to do. She knows how to love me and rock it too. That's my little Susan. She knows what to do. She rocks to the left and she rocks to the right. She rocks all day and she rocks all night. But when my baby gets tired of me, I'm gonna drown myself in the sea. So come on, let's go, little Susan. Tell me you'll be true if I should lose you. What could I do?
So right out here tonight, this soccer field will be filled with people out here watching La Bamba on that screen.
Break, boys. You got the ways of a devil, legs like a frog. When make a lover holler good, you got no well, I love her. Better not do myself. Don't mind I'm cheating up somebody else. Yes, she is.
So they were just telling me that this guy right here in the middle was that's Gil Rocha. He's the one that got Ritchie into his first band, and this camera is the camera that was taking all these photos that we looked at.
some fun. This goes out to Brother Ritchie right here. Let's do it. Necesito una poca de gracia para mi patilla. Y arriba, arriba, y arriba, arriba, poticere, poticere, poticere. Para bailar la bamba, para bailar la bamba, necesito. Para bailar la bamba, para bailar la bamba, necesito una poca de gracia, una poca de gracia para mi patilla. Y arriba, arriba, vámonos, fly. Y arriba, arriba, poticere, poticere, poticere. Let's go. Bamba, 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 bamba. Échale.
Let's hear for Connie Valens and the Backyard Blues Band.
And the sisters.
I'm gonna bring.
It's so cool to see this picture of him in the silhouettes from that American Legion gig. If you ever saw La Bamba, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And there's the ticket from it. There's that famous poster from that last gig. I love this shirt. Brother Bob. Well, I wasn't able to get one of the shirts that they were giving away before I got here, but the family gave me one of theirs in color.
Good afternoon, everyone. Again, I'm Councilwoman Monica Rodriguez, and thank you so much for joining us on this really special occasion. You know, it's really events like this that help to pull our community together so that we can celebrate the greatness that we all have. And Ritchie Valens exemplified that. He was an individual at a very young age from Pacoima who demonstrated his gifts and shared it with the world and left an indelible mark for generations. It's beautiful to see so many families out here at all age groups who know the music, who love it, who embrace it because it's connected with them. I was a young girl when I heard La Bamba growing up, and then when La Bamba came out, it's just one of those reminders of our childhood that growing up here in the Northeast San Fernando Valley is an immense source of pride and something that we can all celebrate, because that is who he is, that is who he was, and that is what each of us, each of the young people that are in our community, that's exactly what we are capable of, is to achieve the same level of greatness that Ritchie Valens did in bringing such positive history into our community. So I want to thank and congratulate the Valens family for helping to continue to celebrate that with us. We're so blessed that we have the Valens family here to join us in this very special occasion, to continue to unveil and reveal the pride that we all have for Ritchie Valens. And so at this time, I'd like to invite Connie to come up for a few words. Thank you. Thank you. You humble me. You really do. And I can't thank you enough for coming out with your families and kids and friends and enjoying the music and the beautiful day the Lord has made. So, and you know, I have a little story to tell you. When they talked about unveiling this, and they talked about all these people being up here, and I thought, you know, I don't like to be considered a selfish person, but this is so personal and so amazingly just beautiful to have a Ritchie Valens memorial highway sign. Can we get a yeah? Yeah! And so I asked, I go, could it just be like my brother and my sister and the council women and our beautiful Bly made it all the way from Watsonville, California to be here for my brother Bob. And we'd appreciate your prayers for Bob. He has cancer. And he needs your prayers. And we just all love him so much. And Bly, can you come up? I know, I'm sorry. This is Blyo, and this is, I mean, Bob loves all his kids, okay? Bob loves all his kids, but they have a special...
But I'm the favorite.
Yes.
Yes.
You can tell them that. She's the favorite, and the other ones can just live with it. But Bly, would you say a couple of words on behalf of your father?
I want to thank you all for coming out. He really wanted to be here today, but he... Hi, Mama. He just wasn't well enough, but he's getting better, and he's driving me crazy, and I love every moment of it. But you guys are all the people that keep him going, so if you could just send your love and well wishes to him, he will get better soon.
And so without further ado, we're going to go ahead and reveal the sign that is going to be featured on the 5 freeway between the 118 and the 170 through the heart of Pacoima, which is the neighborhood that we can all be proud to be from. So without any further ado, let's unveil Ritchie Valens Highway.
Take it up!
Well, check that out. They're giving out commemorative flashlights for the sign. So I got 2. Well, Connie did in fact give me her business card so I can contact her, and we'll see if we can't get some of Ritchie's mementos inside the Valley Relics Museum. And she was pointing out to me that that is her when she was a little girl, and then here's her montage with Ritchie. Pretty nice. Alright gang, I think we're gonna call it a day here from the Ritchie Valens Festival. Let's go home and see Ja. You guys haven't got to see him yet. We'll take him out to the park. Pretty good time. I'm really glad that I was able to come, and especially because of how much of a life-changing movie La Bamba was, and it was a true story about Ritchie Valens. Just really nice to be able to be here, and I got a cool Ritchie Valens shirt. Well, bummer. We came over here to take Ja to the park, and they've got a one of those inflatable movie screens like we saw over at the La Bamba, and it looks like they're having a movie night, so there's no dog park available right now. That's a bummer. Alright, well, life goes on for him, I guess. I'm sorry, Ja. Well, he refuses to believe me. He put the brakes on, he will not move, so I'm gonna have to walk him over and prove that it's closed for that event. I don't know what to tell you, John. I'm not lying to you. Well, I don't know what's going on, but it must be a community event because I see our councilman slash star of Empire Records slash musician Coyote Shivers over there. So they just said that it's community night and they're showing Goonies, so yeah, free to the community. See, what I think they should do is they should show Sunset Boulevard on that screen since the apartment building is right there. Well, he got to run his legs for a little bit, but not too much. We're gonna head home. We've seen this car before, we've seen that license plate before, but I've never seen that bumper sticker before. Nice. Wonder if Bob Gurr owns this. Well, we're gonna call it a night here. I want to thank Kathy Emery Matthews and Leslie Johnson for becoming Patreons, and thank you all for watching. We'll see you all tomorrow. Have a good night and goodbye.